If you're looking for one of the simplest designs you can do this Halloween, I've got you covered. So we're going to make an eyeball cookie, and the kids love this one. So we're going to start off with our outline consistency. So a little tip I learned outlining circles to get them nice and even is don't look where your icing is falling, but look ahead of where you're going. It's hard to pipe the perfect circle, but you try your best and you do what you can. Mine never come out perfectly exact, so I'm not worried about it. Neither should you. Don't stress about the little things. So once our outline is there, I like to let mine dry for a few minutes. So if you have a few more cookies to outline, you can go ahead and do those. And by the time you come around to the first one again, it should be dry enough. Remember that the stiffer the icing, the quicker it dries. And then we're just going to go in with our flat icing. And I like this one because the base is white icing, super easy, don't have to color it, just have to make the consistencies. And then you can basically pick any color you have on hand for the middle of the eye color. I ended up going with yellow because that's what I had on hand. So I want to make sure that my white has crusted over. And then I'm going to go ahead and pipe my yellow on top. So basically I just piped a rough outline of a circle, and obviously it's not perfect, but I just wanted to give myself a guideline. And instead of waiting for my outline to dry, I'm going to use that same consistency. So this is my stiff outline consistency. And I'm going to pipe it in the middle. And when I have a large amount of icing, it's much easier to smooth. So even though it's stiff, I'm able to smooth it out with my scribe by jiggling it around. And you just keep working at it. And then, I go in deep with my scribe at first, and then I kind of get to the surface of it and just play around a little bit. And it really just smooths it out. I realize it looks like an egg right now. Yellow was not the best choice, but it comes together, I promise. So again, I'm doing my black outline consistency for the pupil. Now, if you don't have black icing and you don't want to make a tiny bit of black icing, you can always do this with edible marker. And for this last part, I'm using edible marker. Now again, you can use red icing, that is totally fine as well, but to limit the amount of colors to make this a nice, quick, and fast cookie to make, I think using edible marker is a great choice. So for this, you want to make sure that your white base is really dry. Edible marker, even if you touch lightly, it could poke through that first layer. So just make sure you've given it enough time to dry. I usually like to let mine sit overnight, give it a good 8 hours. And when you let your royal icing cookies dry, you do not want to cover them. You want to make sure that they have airflow, they're sitting out on your counter. I sometimes leave mine on my dehydrator. I'll pull the trays out a little bit with the door wide open so that it gets nice airflow and is able to dry. And I'm just kind of making lines as I go. You can put as many or as little as you want. And you can find edible markers in so many different colors, and they're great to have on hand. I've had this one for years and it still works really well. And that's it, you got your scary eyeball cookie, super easy and quick to make for Halloween.